Well, welcome to a new UPbuild Garage video. It's been a little while, we've been a bit preoccupied. So we thought we'd have a little bit of an explanation as to what's coming up, what you're going to watch next. It's going to be more on the MX-5, so that was what you're going to watch now was filmed quite a while ago.
It is quite a long time ago, really.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the middle of the summer.
Couple of months, maybe 3 months.
Yeah, it probably is, because we went to retro rides with the car, so obviously you'll see that in this little episode, in this video now, which I'll put on for you in a second. But so we're at a bit of a race at that point for getting the car prepared and ready to be able to take it to retro rides, and it didn't have an MOT, so you'll kind of see that in this one. I think I've already mentioned that, but we had to get a bit of paint on the car, or primer on the bits that hadn't been painted in red. So that's the bit you're going to watch, just so that it kind of makes sense, if that makes sense.
You'll say anyway.
Yeah, you will, exactly.
You'll work it out. You'll work it out.
Way aye. So anyway, you'll see we're filming in our green tent, and that's because some other things have changed as well. And it's probably why you haven't heard much from us recently, because we've
sort of moved on a bit.
We've moved, yeah. We're in a different location. We're not in the same location we were in the last UPbuild garage. So we're in, like I say, a different area. So we'll show you more about that in the next sort of videos coming up in the future, maybe in the next month or so's time. But if you haven't already, check out Patreon.
The patrons have seen a bit more of it. Yeah. They're kind of more up to date on the patron side.
Yeah, so we've got some updates on there. So if you want to see a little bit about us, you can support us on Patreon. That's absolutely fantastic. We appreciate the support on there. But if you want to see a bit about what's happening with the new garage and the new build, we're building the new garage, something much better, which like I say, is on Patreon. So check that out. And the other thing, subscribe and give the video a like. We really appreciate that as well.
Yes,
yes, that's always very helpful.
Good.
Anyway, we just thought we'd give you a little bit of an intro to the video, so you kind of make sense of what's to come up. So we'll play that now anyway. Yeah. Enjoy. Right then, I've just picked the camera up here to give a bit of an update on what the progress is with the MX-5. I can't remember where we're at, what stage I've updated you to, but anyway, we've been to retro rides with the car. I don't know if you spotted it there or not. Anybody who goes to retro rides down at Maury Park. Got it all back together. Obviously got the car MOT'd, as I mentioned. Tried to put it together for that. And then we had a week to get it pulled back apart, and all the panels that weren't primered, all in primer. Did that. Took it to retro rides, like I say. Went well. The exhaust fell off. And a buddy's back tyre got a blowout on it, and he's W124 State Merc on air ride, so that was interesting. But yeah, it went well anyway. Good show. I'll pop a couple of pictures in actually of the show, because it was quite good actually. Really enjoyed it. Reck were right, it's just a great atmosphere. Lovely bunch of people, really nice. At Maori Park, like I say, with the circuit, had the quick 60 on, so there was some quite fast cars there. And I'm going to stick a shot in of the winner of the quick 60, which was Roger Clark's Gobstopper 3. It's the first time I've seen that one. I think it's the first time it was on the track, I think. But it, I believe, did a 46-second lap in the quick 60. Ready?
It's just bad.
Yeah, so anyway, there's a shot of it. It was quite impressive. The video footage doesn't give it any justice at all, but it was quite an interesting thing to see. The actual short cell is all retro pre-2000 stuff, so that was just in the quick 60, which is not pre-2000. Most of the stuff is older. Yeah, anyway, so like back to the MX-5. So it's stripped back down again. So after the show, I got it back and got it stripped back down again. And what I've done is I've just basically gone around all the panels and keyed them all up, and we've had them all in for high build primer. So they're all in high build primer. Did that. It's Monday today. We did that on Saturday. So that's them all in high build primer. So I'm just going to block sand them all now. And I'm just going to start on the rear bumper. What we'll do is put a bit of guide coat on. I bought a proper guide coat. I'll show you. Pad, which I've been wanting to pick up. It's a bit tricky getting in and out with this garage with this spray booth though. We'll manage it. Got our store cupboard. Yeah, so got one of those. I'll come back out the front. And so yeah, basically it's just a sponge. So you have the sponge. And just shake it in the guide coat powder and then just rub that over the panel, which you'll see he's doing in a minute. I just put obviously a guide coat on it just so we can sand that back with the Durablocks, the blocks, and then block sand it until all the guide coat's gone, and it'll show up any low areas where it doesn't touch the guide coat. Guess you can see sort of where there's a little low spot there, just when I've been rubbing in the middle of the bumper. Just there, in that area there, you can see, bring it a bit closer. Just keep rubbing and see if it rubs it out. That's where, obviously, the guide coat's working well. And it shows up like a little pinhead hole there. I'm just about to stick a little bit of 1K stopper. Stick ready mixed in a tube. Just put it on the little spreader pad there and just fill out the little areas that I'll show you. There's not much really, not really necessary to be perfectly honest, but make a nice job. Since you've got a little bit of a low spot in there, feel that with my fingernail just. There's a couple of little pinheads or little holes. See one there and one there. I'll just rub it into them. Bit of a nasty one there. It's actually quite a deep one, that, to be honest. I think most of the others are alright. Yeah, so obviously just rubbing a little bit in those areas. It'll help. Because when it's painted, folks. Yes, when it's painted, obviously those areas would show up when it's got the shine of the finished paint on it. So So just quickly fill those in. This just shows how handy it is to block sand it and how to use the guide code. I mean, you saw that middle, that piece there was quite a dent in there, obviously where it's probably been backed into at some point, or the car's backed up against the wall or something like that. More than once, I'm sure. But just obviously you can sand them areas out then and get a nice flat finish when the paint's on. Anyway, there we go. Enough chatting, crack on. Right then, I'll show you where we're up to. So we're about set up now, knock this fan off, got our extractor fan running. So we're not going to bother building the front on, just that, we'll put that on when we're painting top coat. So that's them all guide coated and then block sanded. So as you can see, all the low spots all taken care of. It's surprising how many dents and what have you was in the doors. I think this one was probably the worst one. See, obviously all the dark areas are lower spots, but we've even gone through the red in a couple of places. So that back panel had some problems with reactions on it, so we're going to just epoxy that, and then that'll need another coat of filler primer. The others are all finished after this, well, primer. So this is its last coat of epoxy primer, like I think I mentioned earlier. Which will be a waterproof primer, which then after we've got the waterproof primer on, it means then we can then use the water on it then with the wet and dry. Anyway, there we go. That's where we're up to. So we'll get them all in primer now, and then next weekend they'll be nice and dry, ready for wet and dry, and put the red paint on. Fantastic. Happy with that though. They've come out really well. Guide coat, using that and the blocks to block sand. It's just absolutely brilliant. It's just so helpful. Anyway, let's get the paint on. Right then, so that's everything dusted out. The floor all damped. I've put a lot of wet water all over the floor, and it's underneath the seam all around that side of the polythene, so it sucks into the floor. So we've got a nice bit of seal around there. Next is wax and grease. So I'm going to wax and grease everything. So wipe it on with one cloth, and then wipe it off with a clean cloth, dry cloth anyway. And then tack cloth and start painting. Brilliant. Let's get the wax and grease anyway. Fantastic. Yeah, very happy with them. Brilliant. So I think what we'll do is leave them in here for tonight. Actually, I'm going to head out of here because it is a bit smelly still. This door's absolutely great. There we go. Leave them to bake off a little bit more. Tricky to do it one-handed. There we go. Fantastic.
Have a look in here now and see how it turned out now. Lovely paint job, I hope.
Brilliant. We'll bring it in. A close look.
Lovely fine day for it and all. Lovely fine day. Let's open up. We'll open up our swivel door. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to see how it's gone. Very good. I can't wait to get in there.
Wow, right. Let's bring it in to show you how they turned out.
Go and have a look.
Oh, they're looking good.
Go and have a look.
They're looking fantastic.
Wow, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, they're looking. Oh, Dad, they look amazing. They look fantastic.
That's lovely, that.
Them's alright.
Oh, hey, look at it. It's just like a mirror. It's just like a mirror, brother. Shining like anything. Wow.
Yeah, they look absolutely great.
Not even a mistake. Lovely that, hey.
That is great.
Oh, that's lovely that.
Dry.
Dry as anything there now. Nice and dry.
You always kind of worry a little bit because obviously the next.
Some like.
You always kind of worry a little bit because the next day you come in, you think, oh, they might have sort of dried up, and you might find a few runs and a few bits and pieces, but they look okay so far.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Boot lid as well.
That's great. You can see the reflection in the. That looks great, Dad.
You can see it's lovely that. You'd expect a lot of orange peel, but there's no orange peel at all.
Well, I don't think there's definitely some, but
very little though.
you can't paint without it. But obviously,
very little.
It's great. That's fantastic. Anyway, that looks amazing.
Let's get the car over.
We're dying to see them on the car. Yeah. Right.
Let's see them on the car.
Brilliant. We'll get the cover off the car and get them tried on.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
There we go, there she is. All, well, not all back together, but the bits that were painted back together. Fantastic. Sat in the sun for a little bit, try and harden the paint a little bit that's on there. Oh, it's come out really well, really pleased with it. Just very, very happy with it. Anything that needs any attention we can work with, no problem. A couple of little bits of the bits of muck that have landed in the paint, which we can easily get rubbed out. But I was saying earlier, I put lots of paint on, so the paint's really thick. So once it's had time to harden, we'll leave it maybe a couple of months, I think, or a month at least, and then we'll get the 3M Trisac pads. They're like a little pad that goes on the orbital sander, just a thin cushion on the back of the pad, so we can wet and dry them or use water with them. And 1500, 2000, 3000, I think you can go up to like 6,000 or 7,000. Actually, probably you can go higher than that. And then polish it. Just that'll get rid of any little bits of imperfection in the paint that there is, and then where it's a little bit dry, as I was saying, I should cut little spots on the arches. I think I'll show you a spot on the bottom of that door. Actually, the other door, wasn't it? That door's actually looking fantastic. See the reflection of the gravel in it. Shiny, it's come up really nice. The camera's set up for you a bit better. Yeah. Really pleased. Those back arches need a clean now. I think they probably had over a month, because we had them at Retro Rides, didn't we, with that, so that was a little while ago, but yep, all come out very well. I think obviously you'll have seen, probably, I don't know if you did or not, but painted all inside the door checks, inside the door, shall I say. So what I did was took all of the little clips out for where the rubber goes in, and I've actually painted in the back of there. It's a good colour match, but you can kind of see. You can kind of see me tape line. No, it's just a bit of tape left on there, but you can see the tape line just about there. There's a big rubber comes over the top of here and covers all that. And then obviously the rubber goes on there, so where I've painted up to, that little line you'll never see it anyway. But there's a good colour match anyway between the two. So that's obviously, this bit hasn't been painted. This is all fresh. The rubber, the badge just needs a clean off. Right around the door on the inside. Yep. Fantastic. There we go anyway. Bit of an update. Just nice to see it, isn't it? In a nice big splash of colour. Better when we see the front end on though. That'll hopefully be in our next update. Fantastic. Very happy with that.